We begin at 5 o'clock with breaking news. Aurora police say one officer and one suspect are hurt after a police shooting.
So Aurora police just posted about this incident within the last 30 minutes or so. They say this happened east of Cherry Creek State Park on East Stamford Circle. That's right off Quincy and Parker. It's a mostly residential area with apartments and homes. Police say one officer and one suspect were hurt in this incident. We don't know how they're doing right now. Both are being transported to the hospital, though we do know that. We also don't exactly know what led up to this, but we do have a crew headed to the scene. Sky9 is all on their way as well. It's obviously a developing situation. We're in constant contact with the police department, and we'll bring you the latest information as soon as we get it.
Last week, a judge sentenced a man to 80 years in prison for killing two men in Aurora last summer. Rick Roybell Smith pleaded guilty to second-degree murder for the stabbing deaths of 27-year-old Jesse Schaefer and 61-year-old Scott Davenport. Roybell Smith was on parole at the time of their killings, and now he's back in court for a separate murder charge. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Phil Lipoff. Today, Roybell Smith pleaded guilty to killing his cellmate at Denver jail. All three of those murders took place during a 26-hour time span. And Roybell Smith has been the subject, as you know, of repeated stories by 9 News Investigates' Chris Vanderveen, who joins us now. Chris, you were in the courtroom today, this afternoon, listening to this plea. How did it go down?
Well, Ricky Lee Roybell Smith, a man paroled 5 times in 15 years, admitted today in front of a judge he killed his cellmate in June of last year. It was a man he didn't know, a man by the name of Vincent Chacon. For the crime, Roybell Smith received a 48-year prison sentence. This was the second time in 2 weeks that he's told the judge he's guilty. It brings that total number of murders he's now convicted of to 3. Now, he chose not to speak at length today, unlike last week where he said his religious convictions couldn't keep him from dragging this process on. Chacon's family, his father and mother, tearfully and forcefully told the judge before sentencing that their loss has been immeasurable. Both recognized our reporting in the matter, as we have found systemic flaws in how Roybell Smith was assessed by parole leading up to the crimes. After the hearing, his mother told me why she wanted to be here in person.
I wanted Vincent's name not to ever be forgotten. The victims, not only Vincent, but the other 3 victims.
There were numerous errors in Roybell Smith's parole assessments. Our reporting has now caused the State Department of Corrections to relook at more than 1,700 parolee risk scores. As well, it's led to retraining across the board in the parole system. Roybell Smith still has one more case that's active, a 2022 death of a woman by the name of Meg Eberhard. He was only recently charged with that murder following our profile of the case. He has not pled in that death. It's in Arapahoe County. He is charged with murder. In the newsroom, Chris Vanderveen, 9 News.
Yeah, this case really put the light on so many other things, and I'm glad we got to hear from some of the families, and hopefully we'll hear more later tonight.
We will.
All right. Thank you, Chris.
We're going to turn now to the weather, take a live look outside. The temps, as we head into the weekend, will stay warm, but there is a chance of rain. Nothing gets Kathy more excited, especially after the winter that we just had, than a chance of rain, Kathy.
That's right, and a good, solid Colorado Rockies win. Both those things really up there for me. And some areas did see rain. I saw rain on my windshield, enough I needed wipers coming across the tech center about 1 o'clock this afternoon. And look at that, those are rain showers. Yes, those are. I'm just hoping they're making it all the way to the ground. Corey Reppenhagen's in the house. You're going to hear from him in a minute. And he was talking all about Virga, and that's where that precipitation evaporates before it hits the ground and we get a lot of wind. So a lot happening out there, but very spring-like feel to it finally. Temperatures with the cloud cover have come down out of the lower 70s to 67 in the city, but 80s in southeastern Colorado today. Tracking that wind, we've got a cold front that's due in here in a few hours, and that also might set off a line of some widely scattered showers and storms, and we get another shot at this tomorrow. So we love that. And outside right now, there's some blue blue, but mainly it's cloudy and there's lightning detection showing some of these foothill storms have a bit of lightning with them. There's a rain snow mix way up high above 10,000 feet on the I-70 corridor, and a couple of these showers are coming into the metro area. So if you've missed out on the rain, there is a chance you'll see a few of those showers yet tonight. I think we have a better chance at seeing those showers tomorrow. So comfortable temperature trend with maybe a little rain coming up. We'll check the radar again and look ahead to the weekend. And next week, I'm tracking a storm for Tuesday.
All right, Kathy, thank you. Fire season seems to be here, but crews are making sure to tackle the fires hard. Yesterday, the Goat Trail fire burned roughly 2 acres west of Boulder. The other started near Carter Lake, southwest of Loveland. That fire burned about 3.5 acres. No one was hurt, which is, of course, the good news, and no buildings were burned. And those fires are a reminder that fire season really goes year-round here.
Absolutely. It's possible to see at least some kind of wildland fire in any of the 12 months, but we typically only see these really large forest fires at certain times. Meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen is here to break down the Colorado fire season when the big ones happen, Corey.
Yeah, and those are coming down the pike. You know, it's more like Colorado has 2 separate fire seasons that combine to form a year-long season. One way to break that down is the cool season and the warm season. So cool season fires happen between November and May, so we're in that right now, and you'll typically see those small and light fire fuels burn, grasses, brush fires, shrubs, bushes, things like that. So that's what we've been seeing. And those fires typically last about 1 or 2 days, but typically less than a week. And those fire season is driven by fire weather, so the day-to-day fire weather. So that explains the type of fires that we have been seeing since about November. And now soon we will be getting into the warm season, and we'll see completely different kinds of fires. That season runs between June and October. That's the large and heavy fire fuels. So that's that large forest fire activity. Those fires can last weeks and even months, and the indicator there is the climate, so more longer term conditions, kind of like drought conditions. Another way to look at that fire season broken down into parts is by looking at those indicators. So here's all the fire weather warnings issued in the months of Colorado since 2006. You can see that you can get fire weather any month of the year, but there's clearly 2 peaks here in the spring and in the fall. April has the most fire weather warnings, and that's where we are currently at right now. And interestingly, in the summer, we don't get a lot of fire weather warnings because the humidity levels are up and the winds are typically lighter. But that is where that climate stuff comes into effect here, stuff like the drought, and that's where we get the forest fire season in between June and August. And all the indicators are, we don't always get large wildfires in June, but the indicators are that we will get some early activity in June. So that's how you break down parts of a fire season that equals an entire 12 months fire season here in Colorado.
Corey, thank you. We want to check in on our breaking news.
We've got an update for you right now to the breaking news we brought to you at the top of the show. Police say that officer who was hurt in Aurora was actually stabbed.
We know a suspect was hurt as well, at least that's how they're referring to it. Sky 9 over the scene at East Stanford Circle where this all happened. That's off Quincy and Parker, just east of Cherry Creek State Park. This is a neighborhood. Looks like we got some apartments, condos, things like that. Police are responding to a call for something happening between a man and a relative when the suspect stabbed the officer, according to police. Police say officers fired and hurt the suspect. We don't know the condition of the suspect or the officer. We know they both went to the hospital. Again, we have a crew headed that way. You can see the police there in the parking lot area surrounding the neighborhood where this happened. But we're going to learn more from our crew and continue to follow this through the evening. Again, an Aurora police officer and a suspect hurt both at the hospital, and the officer has been stabbed.